So late yesterday, many of us were shocked to not only learn that the Batgirl movie is still alive over at the DCEU offices, but that it's still in danger. That's right. After Joss Whedon left the movie in mid-February, and after what I'm assuming is an exhaustive 2-month search, the screenwriter that Warner Brothers selected to replace him is one that they've already been working with in the DCEU. Yes, they did not end up going far. They selected Christina Hodson, who had previously developed with them a Harley Quinn Birds of Prey movie that has not gone anywhere. So by all means, let's hire her again. Now, I'm sure some of you are like in the comments right now saying, Grace, you're too negative. What's happened to you with the DCEU? It's a tough time to be a DCEU fan. We all acknowledge that, right? But you're like, can't you make a positive assumption that maybe Margot Robbie has too many good Harley Quinn scripts in front of her? She can't choose. Or maybe she's scared to choose this one because she doesn't know if she can do it justice. Tell yourself whatever you have to. But I have to say, Hollywood likes to make money, and good movies make money. And if this script was really awesome, they'd be moving ahead with it, right? But anyway, in addition to that movie that never got made for the DCEU, Hodson also previously wrote the ironically titled Unforgettable, and then she did write the upcoming Bumblebee movie, which, to be fair, we have not seen yet. I'm sorry. But then you might also be wondering, well, Grace, if she's so horrible, why does Hollywood keep hiring her, huh? Well, her first script, Shut In, made the blacklist, and that's a list of the best unproduced scripts in Hollywood. And it eventually was made into a movie that grossed $13 million total. So this is what I think is actually happening. I'm sure you've noticed this in the trades because you're seeing the same names pop up again and again when it comes to female screenwriters in the mainstream blockbuster space. So this group of women has managed to convince Hollywood that they can do this. That, you know, if you want a female voice, and that's all the rage right now as well, on your big blockbuster, well then they're the women to call, right? Another person in this group, for instance, is Emily Carmichael, who just wrote Pacific Rim Uprising. I know how these women and their agents have been able to convince Hollywood that they can write these mainstream blockbusters without any evidence that they can, and new evidence emerging that they cannot. Well, that should be a movie in and of itself. One that will probably, well, actually, would it get made? It should get made. Maybe it will go to Netflix. I think it's a great idea. Maybe it'll be a TV show. Anyway, the DCEU, yes, continues to make mistake after mistake. But I agree with you. I think we need a break from the negativity. So it's time to play Pro and Con Batgirl Movie Edition. This is where I list the pros and cons of a Barbara Gordon movie. And then you not only list your own pros and cons to contribute down below, but a verdict as to whether or not a Barbara Gordon Batgirl movie, you have to be specific, other women have worn the mantle, but whether or not this is a good idea or a bad idea. All right, so pro. For all the attention that Robin gets, who seriously is the most famous sidekick in all of comic bookdom. I don't think he gets enough credit for that, or, you know, the mantle doesn't get enough credit for that, and also I don't want to hear it, Bucky fans. It's Robin. He's the best. Bucky, I don't know. I'm not, off the top of my head, I can't be quite sure who came first. I think it was Robin, but Robin's the best. All right, so, and he's certainly gone, you know, Bucky needed a movie. Anyway, I digress. We're talking about Batgirl. And on that note, Batgirl's reputation needs to be repaired as a self-made vigilante. That's right, Batman only recruits little boys. I don't write this stuff. And Batgirl was all Barbara Gordon's idea, which is pretty neat. All right, so con. With the way girl power is being depicted these days, you know what I'm talking about. And with the talent Warner Brothers keeps gravitating towards for this project in particular, it's going to be tough to convince audiences that this doesn't belong on the CW. I mean, look at this latest famous cover for the character. It screams CW, right? All right, pro. With Wonder Woman basically proving a female Superman is a hit with audiences, why not try to establish a female Batman? If I were a Hollywood executive, I'd be like, this is a great idea. How has no one done it before? I'll tell you why, because it's really tough to pull off. So anyway, think about it. The DCEU's Batgirl, who has no powers and no enormous fortune, could follow in the footsteps of other great movie heroines who stepped up to the plate themselves when destiny called. I'm talking Ellen Ripley and Sarah Connor. I was going to throw Lara Croft in here as well, but I decided she doesn't count. Not only because she's rich, but because her box office is poor. All right, con. Barbara Gordon's iconic look as Batgirl includes, yeah, this is a con, long red hair and bright yellow detailing on her suit, which includes high heels. Yeah, there is no way that women across the internets won't proclaim, what the fuck, no woman would realistically wear that to fight crime. And then all the comic book purists will yell back, don't ruin this for me, feminazis. I'm not looking forward to that conversation, especially because I know which side I would be on. I am a comic book purist, but I don't know why she ever wore that to begin with. Well, actually, I do know, but it was a mistake. All right, side note. When Batwoman was recently reimagined, she too has long red hair, but it was revealed that hers is actually a wig that's sewn into her cowl to act as a misdirect to her secret identity. That's brilliant! If they steal that for Batgirl, then I'm all signed up. All right, so pro! Barbara Gordon has an amazing signature storyline. Oh, so good. The Killing Joke, of course, and its aftermath, where, after being shot and sexually degraded, at the very least, it was never confirmed what actually happened to her between the pages. And this all happened, by the way, as a pawn in a fight between the Joker, Batman, and her father, Police Commissioner Jim Gordon. This wasn't even about her. You know, she was just, again, she was an object, she was an example, a piece of evidence and a point that the Joker was trying to prove. That's amazing. And then also, she is left no longer able to walk because of this, and of course, also not be able to fight crime. So Barbara reinvented herself as the vigilante hacker Oracle, and she worked from her wheelchair, and she was also still able to fight and defend herself from there. I mean, talk about a hashtag #MeToo story. I mean, you probably saw it even going there. It's so obvious. And then also, this is a dramatic Oscar Beatty role that would be coveted by talented actresses, perhaps balancing out not wanting to be part of the DCEU these days, right? If you get a really good, better writer and you get a great director, maybe someone would actually want to do this who we'd want to see do it. All right, then con. That storyline can't be explored in a first film. The first film will have to be an origin story, since stupidly, this version of Batgirl won't be introduced in another film first, as she should be, Black Panther style. Also, J.K. Simmons, Commissioner Gordon, barely established so far, to seem more like a gimmick. And then, by the time this movie gets made, who knows who'll be playing Batman and or the Joker. And with both those characters in flux, that will also lessen the impact of this story. Pro! There's still some pros. Barbara Gordon is not just a techie, but also a librarian. What? A profession that, yes, as her comic recently pointed out, I am 110% serious about this, is still crucial to the community in this day and age. Teachable moment. I learned something. It was really good. I was like, wow, librarians still do matter. And after all the tech guys that Hollywood has famously given us, wouldn't it be cool to see the female version? But con! She's not going to look like that, because to this day, it seems hardly anyone can resist making Barbara. Every time I see BG in my notes, I want to say Batgirl. Oh, that's the same initials, come to think of it. Fascinating. All right, so Barbara Gordon's Batgirl, a cutesy girl next door. Even though that personality flies directly in the face of the type of personality that would make someone want to be a vigilante. Speaking of the face, case in point, you can't be adorbs and then be willing to be punched in the face a whole bunch of times on a nightly basis. It just doesn't fit. So yeah, I guess the ultimate pro is that there's a really great Batgirl movie to be made out there by someone. But the con is that it's the DCEU that's going to have to make it. So what do you think? Do you think that maybe they can do it? What would your Batgirl movie look like? Maybe you feel some of my cons are pros. Share your thoughts down below. And oh yes, I can't leave you without a casting idea, which came to me while I was making this video. And that's Alison Brie. Watch Glow, you will see that I'm right. She would be perfect. All right, again, write your thoughts down below. And of course, as always, you can check out some more videos right now.